Hello everyone, right, I'm back again with another review on one of my locos. Now I know it's been a while, I think it's been about a month and a half since I did my last one. You know, I got a full-time job, that comes first obviously, and it's been so hot in my attic after we've had a couple of hot days not too long ago, I couldn't even get up here, I wouldn't even try. So, this is the next engine we're going to look at. Now I did mention I was going to do a review on this a while back. Sorry it's taken so long, but that's the way it is. And also I had a request from one of my viewers to see this, so I thought I better do it. So what we're going to look at today is this. Now this is not British, just to let you know before we... It is the Broadway Limited Hudson 464. New York Central with Paragon2 sound. Now Paragon2, I'm guessing that's the maker who made the sound. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this. This is the first Broadway Limited engine I've ever bought. So, let's get into the box, have a look at the engine and give it a run. The first thing is, this box is really nice and solid. Inside we got this nice foam insert, so we can take that out next. Right, first of all we've got this. It's got the address of Broadway Limited there. In America, obviously. Now on it is to extend the warranty. Well, I have never ever done that. Maybe I should on this one, seems it's quite a special loco, but I think I might be able to get away with it. Famous last words, that one. And then we got this. This is the, as you can see there, operator's manual. We're not going to go through all that because as you can see, it's quite a few pages in there. So, let's have a look at the engine inside. We will have a look at the tender of the loco first. So let's get that out. Just show you the box a minute. You can see the box there, really nice foam insert. The engine is not going nowhere in there. So that's really nicely done there, Broadway Limited. So let's get the tender out first. I'll put it on the line in a minute, but we're going to show you the underneath of the New York Central tender first. Right, this is the underside of the tender. As you can see, it's bigger, obviously, than any of the British locos, because as you can see, it's got 3 axles on each bogie on this one. Just here, I'm not 100% sure, it looks like a water pickup, but I don't know if they did that in America, no idea. If we turn it up this way, you can see the nicely applied nice grey, two-tone grey, with the New York Central logo on the side. If we turn it round, you can have a look at the back of the tender there. You can see the hitch assembly just there. And there is a working light just encased on the black plate of the tender by the ladder there. You also got some nice, I'm guessing they're warning stickers. Yes, I think so. Can't really read them very well. Never can. And then if we turn it up there, we got the water filler just there. And the coal, which seems, I got a feeling it's real. I've had this engine a while and I'm not really sure if it is. It feels and looks pretty real, which is really nice. Don't get that in the UK now, do we? And then we just drop it there and pick the camera up. We've got the electrical connection, which obviously goes in to the loco to get the sound working, because I do believe that the speaker is actually in the tender. So next bit, we'll get the engine out. Carefully does it, obviously. Right, let's get this thing out of its box. Gently pull up and it'll just slip out. Brilliant. What I'll do, guys, is put this one straight on the track. Easier said than done, isn't it? Sometimes, as soon as you want to film anything, it decides to mess about. Right, a bit closer. This is the main part. This is the loco part of the this thing, and to me, this thing is absolutely stunning. Great looking loco. Nice grey colour once again. Unusual wheels. Well, for the UK it is, obviously, but I've never been to America, so possibly not over there. This thing is very, very well detailed. You got engine driver there, all separately applied handrails. You got the funnel there. If we come around the front, we got the handrails, steps, and that little box thing in there would be where a hitch is. I'm not going to put a hitch on the front, that will just ruin the look. Also, you've got a little New York Central there thing on the front of the logo. You got working lights, as you would expect from this logo. Some more detail just there. And there we got the motion of the logo. Really great this thing is. We'll just have a quick, if I put the camera down, we'll have a quick look at the cab detail. And then we'll have a look at other details on this engine. So if we'll have a look at the cab detail, yeah, it's not bad. But if I'm honest, I have seen better detail on a British loco. Well, the city class. If you've got that, that's got proper nice detail in the cab. As I said, there is a driver, you can just about see him, and the fireman. Well, actually, I don't know which one that is. That could be the driver in America, and he could be the fireman. I don't know. So up on the top of the loco, you've got the whistle, which is inset, because this is a streamlined engine, and also the 3 safety valves, which are also inset into the main bodywork to streamline the loco. And you've got the bogie under the cab there, which is much bigger, as you would expect. Nicely applied number there is 5453. And then we got the coupling to actually hitch it up onto the tender itself. Now none of these things move. I don't mind about that. And one thing you probably noticed on the tender and the loco, it doesn't have sprung buffers. Well, to be honest, it doesn't have any buffers at all. Now I would guess that's not a mistake. I'm guessing that's what it is in real life. I have had a look at pictures of these and they don't have any. So, you know, what I want to do next, I'm going to put the engine on the track, turn the camera off, it'll be easier. Get the engine on the track and have a look at it while attached to the tender. So I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys. Right, I have hitched up the tender. There you have got this plate which moves up and down to make it look a bit closer. You can put the tender closer to the engine, but I would advise you not to do that, because the engine will not go around the corners at all. Won't even bother. That's the next thing, before we get to the running, I've got to mention. If you're going to have this engine, you've got to make sure your corners will accommodate this engine, because it doesn't like corners at all. Which is quite ironic, because if you know about American cars, they don't also go around corners at all. But that's basically their shoddy building quality, that is. But this is the reason why. The tender, as you can see, the streamlining comes beyond the bogies and axles, so they don't turn very much at all. A tiny bit and they're touching the side of the engine. This has got no tolerance for corners whatsoever either. So you really got to make sure your corners are sharp enough. I did a bit of a stupid thing. I took a gamble on this, and it paid off. It worked. But it won't run on the outside track at all. It just derails. It'll run on the inside track, no problem. Which, to me, is very lucky. So the next thing we're going to go and do is get this thing running. I think that's what you really want to see. So what I'm going to do, get this thing on the track, and we'll get this thing running for you guys. If we just drop the camera there, we get a nice view there while I'm just get rid of this box a minute. We don't want the engine crashing into that. Right, pick this thing up. One thing, you're probably wondering what that squeaky noise is in the background. That's the floor. Obviously in attics the floor isn't made very well. So if we put it on this track over here, this always takes much longer when you're on camera. Right, I believe now it is on the track. So I'm going to bring the camera a tad closer to the engine. I think that will be nice just there. Right, obviously this is digital sound, as I did mention. So we're set on number 3. Now the light on the front of the engine is actually now on. Well, I'll show you that a bit after, you'll see that. Now this engine, you have to jerk it forward for the sound to come on. I don't know, it just... If you press 3 now, it won't do nothing. So you just jerk the engine forward and the sound will come on. So here we go, guys. So, now the engine is on. And it's loud. Even stood here in front of it, it is loud. The other thing I forgot to mention, this engine has synchronized puffing smoke. Let me just shut it up 2 seconds. This has synchronized puffing smoke. This stuff, smoke fluid, it came with this. So what you do, you drop it down the chimney and it'll smoke. But the smoke actually goes in time with the bark, I guess, of the engine, which you'll see when it's moving. So I'm going to put the sound on again and we'll listen to 1 or 2 of the sounds that this engine has. So here we go again, guys. This is the whistle it comes with. Not that, that's a different sound. Don't know what that is. Really nice, quite a haunting sounding whistle. That noise was putting the engine in reverse, so we can go back the other way. So let's give her a little bit of a jerk and see. You can see the synchronized puffing smoke there, guys. If I go in a bit closer. That is a really amazing feature to have on a DC loco. Really brilliant. You can see that there. It normally does a bit better than that, but there's not much fluid in the funnel at the moment. I'll put more in once she goes for a run around the track. Stop her there and bring her the other way. See the light coming on there? Locos, they always do. So that is the sound of this engine. Absolutely amazing if you ask me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drop more smoke fluid in the engine and run it around the whole track so you can see it going at a bit more speed. Right, now let's send it round the track. to go and see it somewhere else on the line next. So, let me just shut the thing up a minute so I can hear what I'm saying. So, that is my New York Central Hudson. Now, I hope you do agree with this. This thing is absolutely, it's stunning. The sound is nice, loud, great whistle, and as you can see, the synchronized puff and smoke is an amazing feature on this. Now, we don't have it, certainly not on 00 gauge in this country. I've not seen it at all. I don't think you possibly can't even buy it for a British loco. I don't know, I've never tried. Now you're probably wondering, I must have won the lottery or something to buy an engine like this. Because there's one thing I haven't told you about this engine yet. It's not plastic, this engine. No, 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 it's not plastic. It's not even die-cast. The chassis is die-cast, obviously, in the wheels, but the body of the loco and the tender is actually brass. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, now that's just pushed the price up even more. So, you try and guess the price before I tell you. It's got DCC sound, it's brass with a die-cast chassis, synchronized puff and smoke, working lights, and it looks like this. Absolutely stunning. Just give you a second. How much do you reckon? 4? Maybe even £500? Maybe? No. I bought this brand new off eBay from a shop, obviously in America, and this thing cost me £171. Now, you tell me how on earth they've done it that cheap. I don't know. You pay over £200 for a Hornby loco, and that's plastic. It's got okay sound, not the best in my opinion, and it hasn't got smoke or working lights. Who's being ripped off here? I don't know. That's enough of me taking it out of British modelers, because, you know, some of their models are brilliant. The Blue Pullman, the Duke Dog, you know, the Duke of Gloucester, fantastic engine, as you might have seen in my last review. So that's the end of this review looking at this engine. I hope you agree it's one amazing looking thing. Just a few other things before we leave. I will be doing an American running gala day soon, because I've got quite a few American engines now. So look out for that. And also I'm not sure if you noticed the difference in the quality. This is a new video camera that I'm using. I've gone for a Canon camera, just because it was reduced from £300 down to £150. You'd be stupid not to, wouldn't you? And I've been using it out on the main line, with Earl of Mount Edgecombe at Yatton, and also the videos after that, excluding the aeroplane, which I did a few years ago, and the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Now, just a quick thing about the progress on my railway. You might have noticed there's new buildings and a bit of ballasting done. That's it. I know you're probably thinking, oh, come on, get on with it, but, you know, the reason is I am saving a lot of my money to go to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which is the end of next month. And trust me, it's not cheap, but that's enough of that. So guys, once again, thank you for choosing to watch my videos. Please leave a comment. I don't know how well American engines do in the UK. I don't know. I like them. You might not. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Keep updated. And I'll obviously be uploading more videos, reviews and stuff of my railway shortly. Bye guys.